Deni Avdija was criminally underutilized by Scott Brooks. This man had him just standing in a corner when his best skill is passing. All right, this man is a playmaker. I compared this guy pre-draft process as a combination of Lamar Odom and Hedo Turkoglu, believing that his career season would look along the lines between 17 to 20 points a game with 7 rebounds with 5 to 7 assists a game as his peak. And I do still believe that for Deni Avdija with Wes Unseld as his coach. And yes, I understand that with the new moves, it's going to be a little bit harder for our boy Deni Avdija to, get the minutes to be the starter. But I still think he could be at 25 minutes a night and take a big jump. This guy is a relentless worker, okay? He wants to get better. And that's what I want to talk about. So let's get right into today's video and let's talk about my man, Deni Avdija. And what do you guys believe from him? And do you think I'm overselling him, or do you agree with me? And I honestly think he's a guy that people don't realize is a beast. He's been playing professional basketball for going into his 5th season, okay? And when his last year in, he won the Israeli MVP at such a young age. And when he's playing on the U18 team, he was averaging 7 assists a game. So this is a guy who's a great facilitator. So let me talk about it. I assume Deni Avdija will facilitate more than he did last season, even if he plays less. So much of his role as a rookie included him just standing in the corner. But I don't think the new coaching staff views him the same way Scott Brooks did. And now with Russell Westbrook gone, Deni Avdija has an even better chance to handling the ball. They don't really have that many backup point guards, okay, behind Aaron Holiday and Spencer Dinwiddie and Raul Neto. But Raul Neto's more of an off-ball guard, an undersized off-ball guard to be exact. And look, Avdija touches per 100 percentages increased nearly 33% when Westbrook was off the floor. And with new Wes Unseld as the head coach, okay, he said in an interview he was pitching innovative ways on how to utilize Deni Avdija. And he was much more of a creator when he was in Israel. And this is part of the reason why the Wizards hired him, okay? Because he was pitching these great ways to use Deni Avdija. There hasn't been much said what those ways were, but I assume it's with pick and rolls where he's the pick and roll handler, and maybe they run a pick and roll, but it's not to the guy rim running. Maybe it's him driving and kicking out to Bradley Beal or Davis Bertans or one of the plenty of shooters that they have on this team, or running a pick and roll with Montrezl Harrell, or even I really see him being utilized on certain plays where Montrezl Harrell will drive in and sort of like how Dwight Howard would look out and kick it out to Hedo Turkoglu, who Hedo Turkoglu will either shoot it or he would look for Rashard Lewis and swing the ball or swing it back to Jameer Nelson. I could see that being used similarly how the Wizards are going to be used. And the same thing how Lamar Odom would run the floor on a fast break, and probably that'd be really cool because that would be a lot of transition. Roy Hachimura could be slashed into to the basket, so could Spencer Dinwiddie, or Spencer Dinwiddie and Bradley Beal be out there at the 3-point line for a kick. And then you also have either Daniel Gafford, Thomas Bryant, who can stretch the floor. Daniel Gafford's a great rim runner, and so is Montrezl Harrell, who could also catch some lobs. And then you have Kyle Kuzma, who, if he's playing in the reserves, obviously Kyle Kuzma might be the starting small forward next to Bradley Beal, Spencer Dinwiddie, and Roy Hachimura. And Kyle Kuzma isn't as good as a ball handler as Deni Avdija, but he can handle some. But I could see if Kyle Kuzma and Deni Avdija is playing on the floor, it's because Kuzma's at the power forward position. And I really think Kuzma could feed off of Deni Avdija and contribute off the ball, okay? And then you have Davis Bertans and Corey Kispert, who are catch and shoot specialists, who again, in those scenarios where I was saying how they had Hedo Turkoglu kicking out to Jameer Nelson and Rashard Lewis, and they had a bunch of other shooters, skip to my Rafer Alston, and they also had, Michael Petrus and loads of other shooters, Courtney Lee, and they have there. And then they have Montrezl Harrell, who's a pick and roll demon, and also they have that let me go to work rim running enforcer and Daniel Gafford. And then Raul Neto plays point, but he runs just as well off ball, and he's very great at spotting up, and he had 1.5 steals per game last year. So there's opportunities for Deni Avdija, in my opinion, to do more than he did last season, even if he plays a little bit less. And if he struggles, maybe that freedom like, is what he needs, because he might just need to work through those struggles, because he's going to have to shake off the rust. And I think Washington will make it a point to give it to him from the start and try to make the best of his playmaking abilities, which were one of the biggest reasons he was drafted at 9 overall, okay? Huge reason why he was drafted at 9 overall. And this is a guy who last year averaged, he had a decent year, 54 games, 6.3 points per game, 5 rebounds a game, 1.5 assists a game, shot 42% from the field, 32% from 3, and 65% from the free throw line, had a 50% efficient field goal percentage. And if you want to look at his, true shooting, his true shooting was 51.5%, which, league average is like 55%. So he was close to league average. Hey, for a guy who's only playing 23.3 minutes a game and started only 32 games, I think he was getting better every game. And it's just, look, I really believe in him. So I want to hear your guys' thoughts. What do you guys think of Deni Avdija? Am I overhyping him? Am I too big on this guy? I can understand that I might be overselling it, but that's it for me, guys. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff, but peace out.